Welcome back to the No Script Pod. Today we are talking about Doomsday and the new episode of The Boys, episode 4. First thing I wanted to ask you about is what's your thoughts on them not releasing the trailer to everybody, but instead releasing it to like a few YouTubers basically, and we have to get news from them.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of ridiculous that we don't even get to see the trailer.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't even know what that's really about, man. Like, why not let us see it?
Yeah, I mean,
why have like a special screening for a trailer?
Yeah. It doesn't even make sense.
No.
Like I understand if you do a special screening for the movie, but this is just a trailer, and it's not like they had to sign an NDA that they couldn't talk about it. So basically, now the fans just have to like get word of mouth of what the trailer is,
because nobody can leak it. I haven't seen like even glimpses of this trailer anywhere.
And you were saying that they have some special technology, laser technology. It's like
if you pull your phone out, they'll know.
Right. But they're allowed to talk about it. So it's like what's the point?
Yeah. I don't know, man.
I do like the news that I'm hearing, and one of the biggest news that I'm hearing is that this is kind of like they understand that the multiverse was kind of a lot. And so
it's a mess.
Theory, it's a bit of a mess. And so there's a theory that they're planning to get rid of the multiverse and use Doomsday as a way to get every universe, the X-Men, Fantastic Four, Avengers, all in the same universe.
I like that. I've never liked the multiversal concept.
Same.
Even when they first started it with the Spider-Man movie, they had all the Spider-Man come together.
Right.
I think it erases all the stakes.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if the Avengers lose in this universe, there's just another universe where they didn't.
Exactly.
The character dies, they come back from another universe. It's like, man, I can't even really get into it.
Exactly. What's the point?
Nothing matters.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I'm glad they're going to get rid of the multiverse. I think it just makes things too insane.
But I don't know if the Fantastic Four and the X-Men can carry the MCU.
Do you think so?
I think the X-Men maybe could, but I'm just thinking, man, people don't really know comics like that.
Yeah.
They know movie characters.
Right.
And for the longest, who's carried the MCU has been Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, Hulk. Like, what's going to happen when those guys are gone? With this RDJ being Dr. Doom.
Right.
Now, they've confirmed that he's not going to have any relationship to Tony Stark.
Right.
I think that's a massive mistake.
Why is that?
Because the people that watch the MCU, they don't care about RDJ as an actor.
Right.
They care about RDJ as Tony Stark.
Yeah.
And it makes no sense to cast RDJ as Dr. Doom and have him have no relation to Tony Stark.
Yeah.
When they're both like super smart, they're both like skeptical, right? They could have easily wrote into the plot like, this is a Tony Stark from a universe where he didn't win, you know, and he became Dr. Doom.
Yeah, I like that theory. I think that theory could have been TV gold.
It's going to be weird to see Spider-Man look at a guy that looks exactly like Tony Stark and not have a reaction.
Yeah, exactly. Like, well, is it like that? Is where like no character is going to recognize that he looks like Tony Stark?
Well, I would think if he has no connection to Tony Stark, then
yeah, I mean,
you know, like,
I mean, it just, but I'm thinking like just because he doesn't have a connection to him doesn't mean like he's not a doppelganger still.
You think they'll go that route? Like,
I
he
think
just looks like.
Yeah, I think
like,
I think they're
so
gonna.
Lame.
I don't know. I mean, I think that's what only makes sense to me.
I mean, that makes sense to me too. But I just think you're leaving a lot on the table by not having him just be a Tony Stark variant.
I do feel like if they don't, like, if Spider-Man doesn't recognize him, like,
imagine don't say nothing.
You're right. Imagine like people's reaction to that. I mean, it's going to be kind of ridiculous.
That's what I'm saying. It's going to be so weird, especially because, man, you got actors that would do a way better job at playing Dr. Doom.
Yeah. Well, apparently he originally went for the role of Dr. Doom in the first Fantastic Four movie and almost got casted as it, but
really
didn't get the role.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he'll pull it off.
I guess apparently he sounds nothing like it in the trailer. Apparently they're saying that he sounds like almost European, almost English accent. And there's like an interview, I guess, from way back during the first Iron Man movie where he kind of does that accent, and it's the exact same one. So you can kind of find the trailer, but he sounds nothing like Tony Stark.
I'm just thinking, man, when I see Doctor Doom on the screen, I'm just going to think, man, that's Tony Stark.
Yeah.
That's not Doctor Doom.
So there's this kind of, I don't know if it's a theory. I guess it is a theory at this point, but it's where at the end of Doomsday, all the Avengers, when they lose, because it's kind of like a part 1, part 2, how Infinity War Endgame was, but they don't want it to be like Infinity War Endgame. They want it to feel unique. So they're going to have the Avengers lose, but they don't know they lost, and they're slaves to Doom, to Doctor Doom. Do you think that would be a good ending and a good way to set up Secret Wars?
Well, I mean, yeah, because that is the comic route of Secret Wars.
Is it?
Doctor Doom creates this place called Battle World.
I think, yeah, that's what people are theorizing is going to happen.
Interesting.
I think that's a good way to where, like, I mean, obviously at the end of Infinity War, everybody knew that they lost and everybody was depressed. So you can't really do that again, I feel like. It's just going to feel exactly the same. So how do you create stakes?
We'll know, but the characters won't.
The characters won't at all. And they think that they're doing good at the beginning of Secret Wars, or maybe even at the end of Doomsday. Doctor Strange is like his right-hand man.
Right.
He doesn't even know.
Yeah.
Thinks that he's just serving a benevolent leader.
Yeah. He has like Hulk as a pet.
Yeah.
In the comics.
That's insane. That's insane.
Yeah, he just like rewrites the universe.
Wow.
Yeah. I just think that Doctor Doom should win, and that should be it. I think they should wipe the universe entirely. Like he should win, and get rid of and they just start over.
Right.
Like
I do think that actually probably be a cleaner way to go about it, but I mean, to me, I think that's ballsy and it would land.
Yeah.
You know, like I think that's something that's never really been done before.
No.
So,
but it for sure won't happen because they just did the new Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
They're not just going to throw that to the side, but
even though they probably should recast, to be honest.
I do think it would be better if they went that route, because if Doom wins at the end of this movie, then in the next movie the Avengers,
they come back and they win, they save the day.
Pretty predictable.
Yeah, exactly.
But
I mean, that's just kind of how these movies are at this point. They are pretty predictable, but
but they got a chance to do something great.
Yeah.
They want to get rid of the multiversal shit.
Yeah.
Do it.
Do it. Have Doom win. I just don't think, I mean, like, could you sell that? I guess you could sell it.
You could for sure sell it.
Yeah.
The first superhero movie where the villain wins and that's it.
Yeah.
Like, that's no rebuttal. The heroes don't come back.
That's kind of crazy. I mean, that would be really cool, honestly.
Yeah, just wipe it and start over. Fresh
unapologetically. Yeah.
I did want to bring up another thing on Doomsday. I heard there's a scene in the trailer where Doctor Doom catches Stormbreaker with 2 fingers. That don't mean shit.
You don't think so? What about whenever
We've seen that happen 3 times already.
By who?
We seen Hela hold it.
True.
I'm sure we seen Gore hold it.
They said, but apparently, because I heard people say that, and somebody rebutted that Stormbreaker is always meant to be much stronger than Mjolnir. Mjolnir. Hela, she caught Mjolnir.
Yeah.
You know, but also,
but Gore did catch Stormbreaker.
True.
Yeah.
Thanos, I mean, he shot a full Infinity Gauntlet at it, and it still went through it into his chest.
That's what I'm saying, man. Look, Doom, I don't know what they're going to do to Doom, but the Doom I know is not this fucking powerful. He's only this powerful with the aid of something. Like in the Secret War comic, he's that powerful because he absorbs the power of the Beyonders.
Right.
But as just like a normal guy, he's just kind.
Well, do you think that they're like going to implement base Doom, or do you think that they're going to implement a more advanced, comic level Doom into this movie?
I think it'd be a mistake if they implemented powered up Doom without giving us base him first.
Well, do you think that? I mean, it seems like to me it screams that the very first scene of the entire movie is going to be that. Where him
just powering up.
Well, I was thinking like the Stormbreaker. Like I think that's probably going to be the very first scene of it. You know how like in Infinity War, that's basically how it kind of is in the beginning, where it's like you get the strongest Avenger to face him just to power him up a bit.
That's just insane. Like in Infinity War, it made sense.
Right.
Because Thanos is a brute force.
Yeah.
He is just like a strong guy. He also already had the Power Stone when he beat the Hulk to a pulp.
Yeah.
But Thor, like we about to watch Thor. We just seen this guy beat Gore with like no repercussions.
Right.
And we're about to watch him get beat by base Doctor Doom.
Yeah, I mean, what about, I mean, isn't there a scene where in the comics where Doom kills Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet? Like,
Yeah,
it's nothing?
well, I don't know if Thanos has the Infinity Gauntlet, but he does pull his spine right out of him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know.
Do that.
I'm not gonna act like I'm the comic guy, but that seems pretty powerful.
It's pretty powerful, but he does that after he's already powered up.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not like.
Well, I think it's obvious then that they are 100% not doing base Doom. Like, no way they're doing it then. Unless those scenes are later on and it's like very quick transition from base Doom to power, you know? Maybe it's that.
It's just a waste. I think Doom is a character that you could create an entire saga around. Like, you know how the first saga was entirely centered around Tony Stark?
Right.
You could do that with Doom and see him slowly fall into madness that has him destroy the entire multiverse.
Right.
Wasting it in 2 movies?
Yeah, that is kind of crazy.
I don't know how that's...
yeah, I mean, we're going to find out.
Yeah.
That's 100%.
We'll see. We'll see.
The Boys?
Yeah, let's do it, man.
So what's your thoughts on this new episode of The Boys, episode 4?
Most disappointing and probably the worst episode of The Boys ever.
For real?
Not even just this season.
For real, I
hated it.
I do think it was better than episode 3 to me, personally.
Really?
I did love, the one thing that I loved about, I mean, for the most part, I think it's a shell of itself. You know,
The Boys in general?
This season, and specifically these past 2 to 3 episodes have been a shell themselves, honestly. But I really liked how they used this environment to let every character be unapologetically honest about everything. Because that's kind of been one of my things, is like everybody hates each other low key. Everybody's too much of a pussy to say anything.
Yeah.
And everybody they just let it out. Every, gripe that they got. And I guess they're using that to like, let's get that out of the way now, and then now we're stronger than ever. So when we face the bad guys, we're a team.
But it's kind of weird to have it happen as like this side effect of some superpower.
Yeah.
You know, like if they hate each other, if you really wanted to feel like something, just have them say it to each other naturally.
Yeah. What's
with this like superpower thing?
Right.
And then what's with Starlight going off to meet her dad for some reason? Like,
yeah. I mean, I think that was just a way to get her out of the plot for a little bit.
But why?
I don't know.
Why does she need to be out the plot? There's literally nothing that happens that she would have been too powerful for.
I don't know. I mean, just like this whole episode in this season in general, it's so clear and obvious that they are setting up for the prequel.
Yes.
And that's pretty much all they care about.
Yes.
And I know you haven't seen Stranger Things, but this feels so eerily similar to Stranger Things season 5. To where it's, one, a shell of itself. Every character is like an exaggerated version of themselves. Like every line Butcher says and every line Comico says is like grotesque and shocking. When it wasn't really, it doesn't feel natural. And that's kind of how Stranger Things season 5 was. And also both of them are setting up prequel shows. And that seems to be all they care about. And both of them have made meta remarks about how hard it is to write final seasons. As almost a scapegoat.
I think that The Boys is kind of fairly easy though.
Yeah.
Based on what's been laid out.
Yeah.
But on that point, like Homelander is becoming way too ridiculous for me.
Yeah, same.
Like this whole he's trying to be a god thing. Like at first, Homelander was a subtle character.
Yes.
I watched a scene from like the earlier season where A-Train gets kicked off the 7.
Right.
And Homelander is kind of nice to him.
Right.
Like the way A-Train talks to Homelander in that scene, if that was this season, Homelander would just kill him right away.
Yeah.
Like there's no nuance to his character. There's no eerie feeling. Like he's just insane.
Yeah.
And at first he wasn't like that. He was kind of like towing a line, like,
Yeah.
you know.
Part of me 100% agrees with you in the sense where it's clearly worse television, but then another part of me is that's kind of real. Like that's kind of what happens to these like megalomaniac guys. Is like that at first they're subtle, and then they get the power, and then they go crazy. I mean, look at Trump. Like Trump in 2016 was like he was subtle. I mean,
That's true.
he was a lot more subtle than
That's
he is
true.
now. Like now it's
Lot less to lose.
cartoonishly. Yeah.
You know, no third election, so it's like,
Yeah. So part of me is like, well, I mean, it's kind of brutally honest. It's kind of real. And it's kind of almost like when they're saying it's eerily showing of what instead of what could have been, what ended up actually happening, it's kind of real.
yeah,
Like
that's very true.
But it is
It is
100% worse television, and it's the writing dialogue and the pacing is probably my biggest issues with this show so far.
Like
in season
nothing
5.
happened really in this episode.
No.
We ended the third episode with Homelander capturing Stan Edgar, and he doesn't even show up in this episode.
Yeah.
We don't even know how he participates at all in leading Homelander to V1.
Right. Yeah, I mean and not only that, it's just so many plot holes. They're like they set up a camera, and so they trip the camera or whatever it was, and they're like, okay, they're right above us, so nobody make noise. And then they start throwing each other around, and neither one of them, mind you, Homelander has super hearing. He can feel hear heartbeats, but he couldn't hear any of the characters in this vacant building in the middle of nowhere with no noise pollution whatsoever.
And you want to know a scene that I really hate?
What?
Butcher sees Homelander visibly out of it.
Right.
Like at his lowest, to the point that he could be killed.
Yeah.
Doesn't even engage.
Yeah.
Even if the experiment would kill Butcher, if Butcher really wanted Homelander dead, man, you could call someone without superpowers to probably kill Homelander at that state.
You think so?
And he just has a conversation with him.
I feel the same way, but the part of me that disagrees is, well, he breaks out. So he clearly was pretty strong still. Like he was strong enough to still break out at some point.
Yeah, I mean,
but I'm still wondering how, because like when he initially got hit with the uranium or whatever it was like he couldn't make a dent, but him being in there longer and sicker for longer made him able to do, like, this reminds me of like Superman 2025, where it's like, okay, the way they got around that is they had a character literally become the sun, and they gave him short powers. There's nothing like that.
Happen.
Like he's just constantly getting sicker and sicker, but somehow was strong enough to over time break out.
Yeah.
Like, it really doesn't make sense.
I'm just thinking, like, we saw Butcher tear apart Newman with whatever that is in his heart.
Yeah.
You trying to tell me he couldn't just shoot one of those things straight into Homelander at that point?
Yeah.
Like, he didn't even try anything.
Yeah,
like, you're seeing Homelander weak on the ground. Your entire arc has been you want to kill this guy, and you just talking to him.
Yeah. I will say, I guess they have confirmed that some of our theories were wrong. One, Black Noir.
Yeah.
Definitely not the old Black Noir, and it's definitely not a clone. It's just the old guy trying to do method acting, which is probably like the worst of the possibilities in my opinion, but it's whatever.
Yeah. But to be honest though, like, I do think we could still be right about the old Black Noir being alive. Because I thought that that was going to be the person that Frenchie was leading Soldier Boy to.
You thought so? Yeah, I that's definitely a good possibility. I thought
because they said that he was a part of Soldier Boy's old team.
I thought it was going to be Stormfront because we never see her body. Do you think that either one of those two characters could come back by the end of the show?
Stormfront or Black Noir?
Yeah.
I think Black Noir could. I don't think Stormfront will.
Well, do you think that maybe Stormfront will come back and they both die at the same time? Like Stormfront and Soldier Boy work together, even though they were on opposite ends back in the prequel. They work together and they both die together, trying to stop Homelander.
I can't see why Stormfront would try and stop Homelander.
Mm.
He's doing damn near exactly what she wanted to do.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, he
So-
is basically everything that she's ever wanted.
Yeah.
Or the Nazis, I guess.
So I couldn't see her standing up to him.
Yeah.
Even though he did kill her. I've heard that Soldier Boy has more screen time than any other member of the show by the time this season is up.
Now, part of me does not like that because I think it's cheap. But I do, on the other hand, really like Soldier Boy, to be honest. I like his actor.
I don't like Soldier Boy. I'm actually working on a video essay with the boys.
Talking about specifically Soldier Boy?
Well, the representation or the symbolism.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that you're not supposed to like Soldier Boy. And if you do, it's one of those things where the show is kind of pointing a finger at you. Yeah.
Well, what do you think about, is it necessarily like liking him as in like his traits, or liking the fact that he's so bad that he's a good villain?
What do you think?
Like,
because I don't think is Soldier Boy like villainous. He's more just like he's a piece of shit.
He is a piece of shit. But that's why I kind of like him. Where he's just like, he's kind of like a bro piece of shit.
Yeah.
And he's not so corny like Homelander is now.
Mm-hmm.
I guess he's just more like, he's just like a piece of shit. And I just kind of like that about him. He's just like a normal piece of shit.
Yeah, I'll save it for the video essay. But essentially, Soldier Boy is the America that MAGA is talking about when they say "Make America Great Again."
Right. Well, that's what I think it is. It's like the more subtle attack on MAGA, and that's why I kind of like him more at this point than Homelander, because Homelander is just cartoonish.
Yeah, I mean, he's very much like Trump.
Yeah.
If Trump had superpowers, he'd be Homelander.
Yeah. Soldier Boy is like Trump's biggest like bro fan almost.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. He's like Andrew Tate, kind of. I guess is like a good way to put him.
Yeah. Andrew Tate, all that red pill shit against transgenders, racist,
but
sexist,
still kind of like
homophobic.
normal bro. He's not like weird with milk and stuff. You know what I'm saying? He's like a guy.
He's like regular racist.
Exactly.
Not like try and kill all of the other races racist. He's not like Stormfront racist.
Yeah. He's not sick. He's kind of sick, but
and that's how people are. They're kind of like, I'm not that kind of racist, but
right. He's the cool kind of. he's the kind of racist you can have a beer with. We're going to do 5 different rounds of taking 2 superhero movies against each other rapid fire. So I'm going to give you 5 right in a row, and then you'll give me 5 right in a row.
Okay, let's do it.
Like that. Iron Man 1 versus Black Panther 1.
Black Panther 1.
Guardians 3 versus Spider-Man No Way Home.
Guardians 3.
I ain't you a piece of shit for that one. Man of Steel versus Superman 2025.
Come on, bro. Man of Steel.
James Gunn and I are mad at you. The Dark Knight versus Infinity War.
You know what? I don't think The Dark Knight is the best of the trilogy.
Don't you say. Don't you say it's Rises.
I love Dark Knight Rises.
No, it's the worst in the trilogy.
I love it. But yeah, I got to give it to Infinity War on that.
I actually agree. And then for your last one, it is Batman Begins versus Captain America, the First Avenger.
Captain America, the First Avenger. I don't even like Batman Begins.
That's a terrible take. Yep. Horrible take.
The Batman versus the Dark Knight.
The Batman.
Logan versus Endgame.
Logan, to be honest.
Yeah.
Endgame is a bit nostalgia bait. It's like a movie. Yeah. But Logan is a masterpiece.
Logan is a banger.
A masterpiece.
Civil War versus Avengers.
Civil War.
Superman 2025 versus Black Panther.
Oh, Superman 2025 for sure.
That's insane.
For sure. 100%. Not even close.
That's the craziest take ever.
It's not even close. They're not even on the same tier, man.
Oh my gosh. The Incredibles versus Infinity War.
Oh, Infinity War.
Over The Incredibles?
Yeah. I mean, Incredibles is okay.
All right, man.
If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and leave a like, rating. Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below, and we'll see y'all next week. Peace.